Come on in, everybody. How are you doing tonight? Man, do I have a good one lined up for you. Let me get rid of all of that administrative stuff and get ready to just get right into this. Hey, folks, welcome. Thank you for joining me tonight on Trip Talk. You know where we do it every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 5 Pacific. Right here on Riding with K Solo, the podcast show. Hey, man, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Thank you. Come on in, folks. Come on in. Who do we have in here tonight? I know we got people coming in, chiming in. Hey, if you chiming in, let me know where you're from. Let me know where you're viewing from. Who are you? Come on in. I got Facebook going. I got YouTube going. I got X going. I think Spotify going. But hey, listen, folks, I got one lined up for you tonight. I got another good friend of mine, a content creator out of Petersburg, out of Tampa, Florida. And hey, without further ado, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to bring him in. He's a 20-year educator. He's an IBA member, a hard chapter member, and a digital creator. And he just come back from a trip. 11 states, folks, 11 states. And in pre-production, we were talking about 11 states. And I'm like, hey, man, where did you get those 11 states at? Were you out west or were you on the East Coast? So we had a good chuckle. Hey, this is Dennis Joyner. Thank you for joining me, sir. Breezy, how you doing? And we had a good chuckle, man. We had a good chuckle about it because he know he got to go west and he won't be hitting 11 states that hot and that fast and that quick. What's going on, Nasty Dog Huru out of South Florida? Thank you. Breezy out of Brooklyn, New York. Thank you. Delaware by way of Brooklyn, New York. Thank you, sir, for being with me tonight. But look, folks, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring my special guest in tonight. No other than Big Will myself. What's going on, Big Will? How you doing, sir?
Doing just fine this evening. Let's let it go.
I know that's right, sir. I know that's right, man. I'm trying to get this thing all queued up. Just give me a second here, man. I'm telling you, I'm working it behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, and beside the scene tonight. But listen, Will, you took a trip. I seen you posting, man. I was following along with you. Like I say, you're a content creator, and I was following along with you on this ride. And I said, hey, man, he's hitting some good places. So I said, hey, I got to bring him on, kind of like share this ride with the people and everything behind it, and how you got involved with it. So without further ado, man. Oh, but before we get started, I have to give some shout out to my guy right here, man. Big Sarge, aka Big Sarge Life and Motorcycle. Make sure you go check him out. Iron Elite Podcast. Hey, man, he's hot and heavy doing it over there big time for those guys running that I-10 to the end. And also for the Titan Award. I think nominations are still open. Sarge, if still open, give me a thumbs up so you can nominate somebody. Make sure you go to the website and check it out. Mr. Dante Johnson, thank you for joining me. Good evening from Eastern Shore of Maryland. Yes, indeed. Antonio King, 4 worldwide ponders, 40K in a year, Mr. Big Q himself, man. How you doing, Big Q? Hey, I need to get you on here too, man. So you might as well just go and get ready. Tina Lightfoot. Hey, man, that's my biggest supporter right there, Tina Lightfoot, man. I love her. Yes, indeed. But I got to get Big Mr. 40K on there, man. I got one of those 40K patches. Indeed. But look, Big Will, if you would, please go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience tonight, sir.
No, like you said, I'm a 20-year educator. I've also done a couple of IBAs as well. Hog members just recently joined, and that's kind of what inspired me to do this. And, I have a little content out there, but nothing major, but it's just something that I do to, create time and try to keep the things that I do, out in the light. And that way, when I look back and reflect back, I can see what I've done as opposed to just keeping it on a device.
Right, man. I love that, man. That's part of your legacy. That is part of who you are. You're leaving that footprint in the sand to kind of like let people know that you've been here. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So I got high respect for that. And that's the way I look at it as well, man. It's just me, a part of my legacy from all the riding that I've done, the places that I've been, things that I've seen, just another branch of my legacy, man. I like that. I really do. Shout out to my brother, Sharif Al-Sadiq. Hey, man, love you, my brother. Love you. Antonio King, one love, much respect. Thank you very much, sir. Indeed. So what I want to do, if I would please, I'm going to bring your little uh, picture that you took when you was up there. I've actually been up there to the eastern most point in the
Mm.
U.S. A lot of people ain't been up there yet, but they know about that most northern though. Is there anything on your list to do?
That'll be that. I think that'll be one probably next summer for the. I think what is that, Minnesota, the northern point? I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah,
Yeah,
most northern point.
exactly. That'll
Good
be
deal.
one. And then just some local 50s, 50 for one things that hit, like I say, Louisiana. And then down at the bottom, I want to do some camping down there in
Oh
Key West.
man,
We've done that before, and I'm like, that would be awesome to do camping when it gets a little cooler in the Key West area and run that route too. So
man, you talking my language now, man. I love me some camping, man. I love me some primitive, and we were talking about that too, man.
yes,
Some primitive. I like site camping, but I love it all. I love it all, man. Good deal, good deal. Hey, I want to thank Mr. Mosey for joining us, Chops. Good evening, everyone. Ready for another great show. Thank you, Chops, man. I want to get you back on and have you on as my co-host, Chops, because you always tuning in on me with me, man, and I appreciate that. My guy Bolo, how you doing, Bolo? Much love for Bolo as well. Well, look, I already know my right hand's gonna be in here with me, help me keep me straight and keep me center lane. So what I want to do is kind of let people know, when did you start your journey on motorcycling? When did you first join the culture?
about in 2007, my first bike was a 750 Gixxer,
A
and
750 Jitsu, man. Where,
the
where, where my Jixie folks out there? My Zook folks.
there you go. Somehow we all start on that crotch rocket, and then we evolved to that Harley Davidson. But it was a blue one. Got in an accident with that one. Might
Okay.
driver error, and then had to sell it. And then I came back with that orange one,
Okay.
and then like I say, I had saw an accident, and it was like white bags all over the place, or white sheets all over the
White
place. So
sheets.
I was like, hey, I've been taking chances on this thing, and it could potentially be me under one of those white sheets. And I was like, hey, let me get a little slower bike. You know what I mean? Something to make me think about the cost of the bike when you're out there making bad decisions like going fast and trying to find a fast route.
Right,
And
right.
that's when I got into that Road King, and I went and got that Road King, and
Oh man.
it slowed me down a
Oh
little
man.
bit. I the money I
Yeah.
get it, and I'm like, man, please. But
Okay. Okay.
great.
Yeah. But you are you affiliated with a club or organization?
Now I thought I was going to join, but due to me being a driver's education teacher, you
Okay.
know, I was thinking about joining Rough Riders, and we went on a trip, and that stigma of a man, is like, hey man, we're gonna stick you with such and such in the back. She a chick. Just make sure you stay up with her, do what you got to do. And here in Tampa, if you ever been to Tampa and you've been to Ybor City, there's a Burger King and a McDonald's on the intersection when you get off.
Uh-huh.
Man, we were going to the Clearwater area to bike night at Biff Burgers. Man, when she hit that corner, I didn't see her until I got to Biff Burgers, and Biff Burgers is like 40 miles away. I just saw the left
Man.
signal, right signal. She was gone. I was like, Lord,
Gone.
there's no way I'm gonna keep up with her.
Oh man.
This made me a little bad.
Oh my
That's when you
goodness,
think your
man.
skills are as good as other people, and
Right, right.
no, sir. No,
Oh
sir.
man. Oh
But
man. But you hung around for what, Rough Riders for a minute there,
I hung
kind of.
around for a while, and then I
Okay,
got to
okay.
thinking about the speeds that they were going, and I was
Right,
like, that is not conducive to my job, and I love my job more than I like riding this motorcycle. So
right,
I
right,
need I need to pretend I need to try to do something that's gonna keep my job as opposed to that. But
right.
after that, no, that was probably like maybe 2009, not for sure. But other
Okay,
than that, I just been solo dolo, just riding
okay,
around.
okay, okay. This person on you with the Road King, is that mom by chance or sister?
That's my sister.
Okay, yeah, sister. Yeah.
That's my sister. One particular
Okay.
day. Hold on, I take that back. Hold on. The bottom right
The
is my
bottom one.
mom.
See
Yeah.
there? See
Bottom
there?
right is my mom. Yeah.
Come on now. Come on. I do my homework, man. Come on now.
Bottom right is mom, and then the top and the left is sister. Yeah.
Right. Good deal, man. Hey, and once again, folks, it's always good when you got another content creator come on. Last Tuesday night for that episode, man, I have the honor and privilege to have GQ come in, and he sprinkled some nuggets down with what we had going down, what we were talking about. But you know what? One thing that I definitely want to send a shout out to all of the content creators out there, man. I know a lot of people are just now getting on the scene, or really just now venturing into YouTube and other platforms, and actually filming their rides. Big Sarge, my guy Retro, LT. It can go on and on and on. A lot of people out there, and just like my man right here, Big Willie is a content creator. You can go check him out on his YouTube channel, One Day ULC. How did you get that name, One Day ULC? Where did that come from?
I kind of don't want it to be like specifically motorcycle. So
okay,
I originally started out doing just like how-tos and stuff like that, because I just felt like when I had that twin cam, it was like, it was things that you were looking up and you couldn't find. And I try to find something that someone isn't doing.
Right.
And that way I can bring something new. So, like I say, every once in a while, just like little things, not necessarily, big things. Everybody does pars. Everybody, they're showing something that's new. But, I like to show things once I've used it, let's say, or once I've gone through it, and now I'm like tinkering. I'll put something up bad, like, hey, I bought these gloves for like $50, and they said that they would work, and they only last me like 3 weeks.
3 weeks, man.
Like, hey, that's a review. You know what I mean? Like, everybody wants a piece of change, but you got to make some stuff that has longevity. And you as well as I know, like, once you get out here, everybody has a story about when they did not have the proper rain gear or proper heating. I learned my first mistake when I first got the bike by not having heated gear or dressing appropriate for the occasion.
Yes.
And Lord, I about to freeze to death. I was like, oh my gosh, like that was a rude awakening for a raincoat, rain gear, rude awakening for heated gear. Like,
where were you by chance?
I got a story for everything. We're gonna be in here for about 2 hours. Anyway,
it's okay. Rock it, man. Rock it.
It started out 60. It started about 60 degrees. And at one point, my little nephew, he went to FAMU. And I'm thinking, not thinking that the temperature is gonna get colder when you get to, Tallahassee. So I ride up there. I probably have on like two heavy sweaters, pair of pants, under, your long johns, and maybe like 2 pairs of socks and some Chuck Taylors.
Right.
I run up there, and as I get on I-10 and the sun dips below those trees, man, it started getting cold. I mean, cold.
Yes, sir.
Every time it dipped below those trees, it just got like 40 degrees. I'm like, Lord Jesus. And then as I got there, it probably dipped down to like the 30s, maybe. And then when I get to his place, he's like, this is homecoming weekend. I'm not gonna be. I'm like, man, what's the number for the apartment so I can get in? Come to find out they didn't have any blankets or nothing. The heater's not working. Man, I was like, I got to get the hell out of here. So I drive.
Man.
So I get warm enough, and I drive back home. Mind you, it's like 30 something. And I run back. The farthest I could get is to Gainesville. I'm putting my hand on the engine. By the time I put it back on the gear shift, it's already cold. So I'm alternating, and I can't.
And you own the Road King.
Yes. But I ride with a shield.
You had your shield on.
I learned a lesson about that shield too. But I get to Gainesville, and I'm thinking I'm gonna go in the store and warm up. How about the heater's not working in the gas station? Originally it was like a Burger King / gas station, so I was gonna sit in the Burger King, warm up. Man, how about Burger King was closed? Then I was so cold, I was thinking, let me go in the bathroom and warm up. Man, how about they have the fan pulling the air inside the bathroom?
Yep.
And I'm standing there shivering, and the guy's like, "You okay?" I was like, "Yeah." I'm shivering. He's like, "You sure you're all right?" And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go get a hotel. It was Sunday. I had to go back. I had to go to work Monday. And I was like, you know what? I just call off. How about this? It was a worst day. I get a motel. How about the AC or the heater doesn't work in the room? Not thinking I could have got in the shower and took a hot shower. Right. I just rolled up like a burrito inside the damn blanket.
Man, I'm sorry, man, but you got to get this one. You got to get.
Man. And then I woke up the next morning, frost was all over the bike. I'm like, boy, this was a rough day, boy. And I learned.
My goodness, man. Hey, what's going on, man? Mr. 40K said anything below 45 degrees on a motorcycle is freezing. God help you. Respect 40K, man. Lord, no, because that wind chill factor always come into play. It always come into play, man. And it seemed like it just cut through everything.
That's for sure.
Good deal, man. Good deal. So look, we're going to jump into this ride that you just took, this 11-state ride. How did you come up with this ride? What inspired you to come up with it?
I tell you this, I just got this new road glide that you see in the pictures.
Right.
Because I had problems with my Road King. So just so happened, now I got this new bike. I'm like, dude, we got to go somewhere. This bike actually works.
Right.
So then I just got to thinking, and I was like, let me reach out to GQ. So I reached out to GQ, and he was like, hey man, he's like, oh, you're a hall member, this, that, and the other. He's like, they got rides on there. And because I feel like if you're not in the club scene, not many people gonna tell you like any annuals and this, that, and the other. Like you have to be really looking for them.
Right.
But once he suggested that, I'm like, you know what? Every year we go to Indiana for my wife's parents. And what I normally do is I'll take like a state and I'll drive for like 2 days and go to like every Harley Davidson.
Okay.
Within those 2 days. And I was like, you know what? Now that I got this hall member, and then he started explaining like they have 50-50 and they send you a book with X amount of things you could get coins.
Right.
And so
that's what you're seeing here on the screen now, folks. The one on the left, Hard 2025, that is the 50 in One Nation cover that you got to take a picture with. And then the other one that Harley Davidson has going on is the 15 rides for 25. Now, I'm just going to run down the list right to you while I got you of what the 15 to 25 is. Basically, it's the 15 rows, scenic rows or highways in no particular order. Largest ball of twine is a scenic loop. Eureka HD to Oak General Store, Bishop Castle Loop, Mount Rushmore, Hog Capital of the World, Leonard Skinner Monument, World's Largest Buffalo Monument, Idaho Potato Museum, Hale, Michigan, Smiling Peanut Back Roads, World Largest Teapot, South of the Border, Bakersfield HD, Manzanar, National Memorial Arch, and Narrows Bridge. That is the 15 and 25. And that's the coin that he's holding up right now, that once you visit those places and you submit that, let me see that. Hold that first one up again.
I got another one for you.
Yep. And you submit your photos, and once they verified in your link, they will send you for free these coins right here. And you might have seen Piper doing them. You might have seen Justice doing them. You might have seen a couple of other people out there that's doing them. But it's an amazing incentive to get out and ride and visit places that you wouldn't typically ride. So tonight is going to be a lot of that each one teach one episode to kind of get people some more information on a couple of different places that you can ride to.
Yeah.
And if I'm wrong, let me know I'm wrong, sir, because I'm trying to hit it all. I'm trying to get it all. so that we can jump right into your ride. And then last but not least, folks, we're going to talk about right quick the 50 Rides One Nation. Now, the 50 Ride One Nation, as you see on the screen right here, are 50 states. In each state, there's one particular scenic byway or road or drive or something like that that they'll have you go on. And I'm not going to go through the list, but you can go online and you can look it up. If you're already a Hog Chapter member, you probably already have that book, already have that information. Like I say, all 50 states, including Hawaii, Alaska. Alaska is the Richards Highway. In Hawaii, it's the Hana Highway. So, folks, there's plenty of things that you can do. Get out here and see, visit more than point A to point B, and go into a clubhouse. And that's what I always preach, and that's what I always say, because I enjoy riding, love riding. That's my passion. That's my therapy, man. So, Big Will, you talk to GQ and gives you a spark that lights your fire, man, and you say, you know what? I'm going to take off on this ride, and I'm going to go out here and run it.
Yeah, I got this new bike. I got this new bike.
You got the new glide, man. You got that new road glide, man. You ready to hit the road?
Let's roll.
And what did you initially set out to do the 11 states in? How many days?
Originally, it was 7.
Okay.
It was 7 days.
Okay.
And then due to, like you say, everybody can't go on your ride. So
right.
I learned that as well too. Everybody can't go on your ride when you're trying to get a specific days and you're trying to put in how many miles you want to do. And it just didn't go that way. So it extended to about 10.
Okay. Yeah, excuse me there, right quick. So it's about 10, it extended out. 7, you initially planned 7, and pretty much all of them were on the East Coast, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Good deal. So we get it going. And folks, I'm just going to bring this up right quick while I got it here. That's the website that you can go and take a look at for the 50 Ride in One Nation. You can go check that out. And then also that's the website, the Harley Ride Planner, and the 15 for 25. So you can go check those out as well. All right, man, I got to get rid of this right here. And then we're moving right along. So you come up with it. We said we're going to do this in 7 days. You get a partner who wanted to ride it with you. You is he a Hog member as well? Did you say, hey, let's just ride this together? Or did he just want to go riding?
No, I asked if he did. Say he want to take a trip. He wanted to take a good trip, on these back roads. That's specifically what he said.
Right.
And that's primarily what we did. And we went from there.
Nice, man. Nice. And I like that. I like sometimes you just put it together. But you were very thorough with it. I have to admit, I've seen your itinerary. I have your itinerary right here in front of me. I can't share it because it has addresses on it and stuff. But I said, man, he was very thorough with this. From where you were going to ride to, where you were going to stop, hotels locked in. Where did you get that from?
What do you mean?
Locking the hotels in prior to.
Well, that was the after fact, because like I was gonna go back and see how many miles that actually was. You know what I mean? To see what it was. But no, like once I got back and I started like plugging in like where we actually stopped.
Okay.
And, it was. I'm a pretty decent planner when it comes to riding. I can pretty much gauge like how much gas is going to take to get us there and things of that nature. It's just, I don't know. That's just what I'm good at. I can plan.
But that's good though, man. That's good. I'm looking at it and I'm like, wow. Now, did you have to plan ahead? Did you have to call ahead for some of the hotels or?
Of course.
You did. So you did.
I tried to, obviously the first night I wanted to see if I could make it that far. So that's the only thing that I planned out. But as far as like going to each place, like I say, I watch a lot. I watch a lot and I learn a lot from different people. And like you guys say about your pit crew, which is AKA my wife, my nieces, my nephews. And I'll tell them where I think I'm going to end up and they start hunting.
Right.
They'll find it. And then, it takes away from your riding opportunity, if you got to go and do that. But sometimes that can vary. Like for instance, when we get to the main thing, once we got there, we started to see prices totally different from what we paid.
Is
So
that further north that you were going?
I tell you what, when we got to that Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut,
Uh-huh.
they wanted 280 something on the internet. I'm pretty sure you could get it a little cheaper once you got there, but hey man, it's good to have two people because
Right.
that
Split
can
that
be
cost.
split up.
Right.
But when I was thinking originally by myself, I'm like, hey man, we might have to camp on that site.
Oh man, yeah. The further north you go, and if you don't know, folks, the further north you go, the more expensive the hotels are going to be. And you may end up in a moto lodge. You may end up in some little small rinky dink that's going to be $175 for that night. But either you gonna pay it or you gonna be outside. And trust me, anything as you further going north, the temperature start dropping at night. And that dude gonna set in. I don't care where you at, the dude gonna set in. It's not gonna be a pretty sight for you. So we take off from Tampa, Florida. We head north. Did you hop on what 85, 75, 85?
75. Remember, we go up to Indiana, so we departed from Indiana, and then we set a trip, going to Ohio.
Okay, and then boom. First one that you hit was Triple Nickel.
Yeah.
I've had the privilege of riding this ride. It was a beautiful ride. One that I enjoyed was that big horseshoe turn. Did you do that big horseshoe turn?
I tell you, I can't remember.
Yeah, man. There's one big horseshoe turn on it. I took a picture there at it, and it's pretty amazing when you see it. But that whole route of Triple Nickel was really nice, man. It was really nice. I would tell anybody, if you get the chance to get up there. As a matter of fact, I was just up there for the last hog rally that I went to, and then I went down to, I think it's Flight 93 Memorial, something like that.
Yes.
Flight 93 Memorial. So if you're up that way in Ohio, make sure you go check it out. Bolo says Connecticut and Rhode Island hotel prices are high due to proximity to the casinos in the area. Okay. Thank you, Bolo. So now you have it, folks. So if you're a rewards member, you might as well go ahead and use those points.
We utilize those in New Jersey.
Yeah. But this ride right here, when you started out, you had a game plan for it. You was ready to roll with it. How much of a stickler was you to it? I mean, were you like, okay, I have this much time on ground? Because I've competed in the IBR. You have so much time on ground, so much time to take a picture, do what you need to do, and then continue moving on. Were you a stickler to it, or were you just say, you know what, I'm going to enjoy this ride?
I took it as like a task. So,
okay,
it was, and periodically you see something nice and you want to get off the bike and go about it. But it was, when we started to get towards the end, that's when I was like, hey, I'm ready to get home. So we got to move.
Right.
That's primarily what it was. But no, throughout the route, we took pictures and this, that, and the other. And now I wanted to go back and explain that Ohio ride.
Yeah.
As well too.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Now that Ohio ride, that was our first one out. On that ride, like I was telling you before, I'm a type of person that likes to venture off and maybe not take that beaten path. And I'll say this about the 50 states, one nation. They have a map that you can, submit to your bike and you run the actual map.
Right.
But you can configure it. That was the map that we did the way that they suggested it. There were other maps that they wanted you to go from, maybe north to the south, but we were at the south end. So you have to, at least on my bike, you have to change it so you can take the route from where you are. And that can be kind of iffy because they have like waypoints. And if you don't, let's say you don't select it or put it in the correct position, man, it could take you all the way down and then bring you back. So that was one of the problems we had. But Ohio, I'll tell you this. Ohio, I learned that my driving skills are not where they're supposed to be. If they say like stay on the route, normally I'm the type of person I'll jump off the route and come back to the route.
Okay.
And I'll tell you this: within the first 5 miles, I almost died like 2 times. So we
Wow.
got we veered off to we veered off to just go in between. It was nice two homes, and I was like, let's just drive up in there and see what the rest of the homes look like.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I went off on a gravel road, and the guy that's riding with me says, he's an adventure bike guy. So he was like,
Okay.
man, this looks like a gravel road. I don't think we want to continue. I say, man, it'll probably get a little better, maybe a couple, 100 feet or so.
Uh-huh.
Man, it went from a gravel road to like a seven degree incline. And at that point, the roads are so narrow, you're on this, let's say, 900-pound bike, especially with your stuff, probably 1,000 pounds. And there is no way I'm thinking about turning this bike down. So we had a point of no return. We get to the top of the hill. I kid you not, we probably drove maybe 2 miles on a gravel road.
On a gravel road.
And I'm not talking about like firm. I'm talking about very loose. I had to drag my foot. I had to use the rear brake. Rear brake was very key in this whole ride.
Uh-huh.
And it was crazy. Like once we got finished with that, and then once we got to the top of the mountain, at that point we're like, let's turn back around. And then a lady comes up in a dually truck and blocked the whole road. I'm like, Lord Jesus, please do not have us move to the side. And she didn't have us move to the side. She moved over and we asked her, hey, how much further? She's like, well, you got about a whole another mile to go. I'm telling you, it had to be like a 7-degree incline going down the hill. Man, I was like, hey, man, stay on the route. And then we stopped to some like veteran memorial. It was like a state park of some sort.
Okay.
And then that's when I learned about green moss, from vegetation that's on the ground. That's, it doesn't get a lot of sun. And messed around and hit the front brakes and it got squiggly on me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, and that was the first ride. So I'm glad it happened the first ride because it set me up for the rest of them. They use that rear brake. Going in curves and slowing down before you get there. So,
So now you actually learn some riding tips, some riding lessons, skills. It hones your skills. So, I mean, of course, you're licensed. Have you been to an advanced course or anything like that?
I haven't gone to an advanced course, no more than just getting your license. But, I got some videos from, I can't think of the guy's name. He's not Rob. He's a guy in our area that does what's his name? Robert Simmons that does like the skill stuff. But there's a guy in our area who's been doing it a long time. And I have a couple of his videos that I used to practice. I'm not going to say I currently practice with.
Right. So it's one of those things where you knew the basic fundamentals, but it was your first time experiencing it. Right? I know riding on anything slippery is truly scary. One of my fears, and I'm not embarrassed to admit it, is black tar snakes. Black tar snakes just put absolute fear in my heart. Because when I was on the Devil's Highway running a Hoka, the bike was sliding and slipping, and I didn't know what was going on with it. And that little jerk like that, man, that'll just drop your heart right out of you. So definitely lessons learned. Man. So
I'll say this too, just like you said, I never had that happen. And I think we went, and it was one of these snowy states. And when I was riding on top of it, I'm like, I've heard that term, but we have some of those in Florida, but at the same time, it wasn't like I ever experienced. But yes, you're right. It's
and folks, I just want to just share this, and I made a post about it. A couple of people laughed about it like it was a joke. Riding on tar snakes is scary because when they heat up, they release oil, they get slippery.
Yes,
when they put the tar down, it's in a little mound. You know what I'm saying? It's not all the way flat. It's a little mound because all the tar don't seep down in the crack. And when you're riding on it, you will feel your front tire, your back tire, everything gets skirmish on that tar, and it's unsettling. So for me, I know I ride aggressive. I'm pushing it. My bars are set up to ride aggressive, and I'm afraid that the front tire is going to slip out And so I ride with caution when I ride on those. So that's my method of saying riding on slick surfaces.
Mm-hmm.
So once you get up there, you get through that, you're maneuvering around. We're off the triple nickel, and then the next location, you'd already had that plotted out. How far was your next location from triple nickel?
You would ask that question. I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you. I could not tell you.
200, 300 miles.
I would say about 200.
About 200. So you got settled in. You got away from those curves. You got away from being in those back roads. But you're interstate.
We didn't want to see any. Well, I tell you this: once we got to the bottom, you had to weave back through the back roads again to get to this one. So that was the quickest route. I was trying to hit like you said about interstates to try to get there quicker, but after we got finished with Ohio, I was like, hey man, I don't want to see any curves at the moment, not one.
I know, man. I know. Ooh, so now we're from Ohio to West Virginia. We're from Ohio to West Virginia. Just another quick hop across the state line, and we're by the way, how many state lines have you crossed on your motorcycle?
Shoot. Oh my, well, okay, let's say from the beginning. Like I said, first ride I took was with Big Sail, FHO, and to Niagara Falls. So that was
how was that ride? How was that ride with riding Big Sail? I even had the privilege of riding with Big Sail. Yeah, shout out to my brother Big Sail, another great content creator out there getting it in, doing it, man.
Let's say this. That was my first ride because in my area, I don't know anybody that travels like that, going a long distance. I knew I wanted to go long distance.
Right.
And in my area, I say we'll see if anybody opposed to it. But in my area, I just feel like nobody goes that quite far long distance. More like cigar. We go to a club or something. But I inspired to go someplace. And when I went with him, I learned obviously. I had my Road King, and I said this too: is when you get your bike tuned, that's when I learned about getting bikes tuned. Just so happened I went to Harley Davidson, he got it tuned, and I think they gave me a flash as opposed to tuning the bike, and my bike was only getting 130 on the gas. So as we're driving, I'm giving out of gas. I kid you not, we're probably running like maybe 195 mile an hour, maybe. And as we're driving along, I didn't know, you just want to go fast. So, you think you get the tune and the bike will go fast. But when you're out here pounding, I've now learned, this is my second bike, second Harley. It's like, hey, it's not really about the power, man. It's about longevity. If you want to get out here and run a lot of miles, it's not about tuning it and making it fast. That's your prerogative. I'll say that.
Right. We'll say that. We'll leave it at your prerogative.
If you want to do that, you do that. But I want miles. I'm not worried about how fast I am, this, that, and the other. So when I took that route, I was only getting 130. And I started to realize this is the first time I've been around people that drive long distance. And they're getting 200. And they're like, man, what's wrong with your bike, man? It's only getting half a tank.
You ride it with Big Sail, man. I'm surprised Big Sail, they just come back there and look in your tank like, what the hell you got going on?
Yeah, exactly. And I've heard them talk about we dragging people. So I assume they drag me because I was not accustomed to driving 95, 100. Right. I'm just like an 80 mile an hour guy and just let cruise control and go about my business. And that was my first long trip. But since then, and since we talked, I started thinking about some of the other stories that I have. But, I've gone to maybe DC about 3 times just to go get something to eat. Louisiana a couple times just to go get something to eat.
And you did go to GQ's event too, right? Peace Army event. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And I've gone there several times just to go get something to eat and just, for a weekend or something like that. But
nice.
I don't know. I just like blue crab, man. Blue crab area. And
I'm a blue crab guy too, man.
I want to taste blue crab, so it is what it is. But.
Right. Okay. Oh man. So like I said, we jump over to West Virginia, Chester, West Virginia. I have not been to the world's largest teapot. I know my brother Sharif was just up there. I know Piper's been there. A couple of other people been there. It's been on a couple of the IBR rides. It's probably on a couple of more. It may be a POI, point of interest, for maybe the RTE Cross USA. And folks, we're naming off all these different organizations that you can look up, that you can sit there and say, hey, man, I'm looking for someplace new to ride, someplace different to ride. And that's what we do on Trip Talk. Here, we just share adventures and journeys and find different locations that we can go to. And then we just share our experience going there. And getting there, because for me and for a lot of people, it's not about the destination. You know what I'm saying? It's about the journey getting there, and the reward is getting there and taking that picture or seeing for yourself what it is. Good deal, good deal. So how was it visiting the world largest teapot?
It was nothing there. It was just a teapot, the store that we parked our bikes at, and that was it. And it just was like in the open, it's like a monument for the little town, this, that, and the other. But
it's a roadside attraction. Yeah. It's a roadside attraction that cities, small town use to lure people to get there. That's what it is.
I tell you, it was nothing there, and they didn't even have parking. You had to walk across over there to the thing. So I'm thinking like the gas station would have to allow you to go over there if they decided to do it. So it really wasn't any parking to get over there.
Okay, now that was on 51. No, that was on the 15 for 25.
There you go. 15.
Okay, right. 15 for 25. So that was what, your second stop?
I think I got.
Now I'm saying is how many have you done on the year?
I've done 3.
So you've done 3 on the year.
Yeah. Still waiting on one to come.
Okay. But with this right here, you knocked out 10, all right?
I did 10. I did 11 because I did Kentucky. That's not on here. As we were going up to Indiana, I told my wife, let me out of this trip, man. I'm fixing to try one of these. I'm fixing to try one before I actually go on a ride. And I went to Kentucky. That's where you see me at the Red River. And I was like, let me out of this truck, man. I'm fixing to go try one of them just before I get on the road to see how it actually goes, because I never actually put it in the actual on the bike to ride it. So I was like, let me see what is going to happen. So I did 11 states, and then for the 50 for 1, and then I've done, I don't even know at the moment. I know I've done 3 thus far.
Right, folks, if you out there participating in the 15 rides for 25 in the 51 nation, if you would just post how many you have in there. I know, Justice, you probably have maybe like 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Yeah, that's the one that whooped me at Burger King right there. She had so many.
I know, man. My sister don't be joking, boy. She got about 3 or 4 bites. You never know what she's gonna go on. So if she look at it and it's adventurous, she's gonna pull out her daggone Pan Am, man. So who knows? But good deal. So now we're up. We're gonna hop over to PA. And how was that ride? Was it good? Another quick one. Because the states on the East Coast are close together, so we're thinking about 150, 200, another 200 miles.
Yeah, it was. I was trying to average about 5 each day, and that's when. Now I'll explain that whole day. It was Pennsylvania where we went to. We went on the 50 for 50, and then we also had a 15 for 25, which was the National Memorial Arch.
Right.
That was probably one of the roughest days. That was the second day. For one, Pennsylvania, they wanted you to drive. So what we did, we went from maybe the west to the east. We did it backwards.
Okay.
So when I put it in, I had my starting point, and just so happened the GPS, and I'll say this too, sometimes the Harley GPS, once you put it in and you turn the bike off, it will reboot from where you started. And sometimes it won't do that. So when I put in my original GPS through Google went out, because obviously, when you're not in an area, that sometimes the GPS doesn't work. So Google went off while we're going to the starting point. So we drove some of it just to get to the starting point. And it took me like 15 miles out of the way And this is ironic. On my Facebook page, I put a sign of. It's ironic. As we come up to the sign for West Virginia, there was a deer that walked across the road. Sometimes there's signs that you don't take, but you should be looking at those signs. And the deer walked across the road, as well as I stopped to take a picture with West Virginia sign and the scenery in that instance. And I drove 15 miles out of the way. When I drive 15 miles out of the way, come to find out we drove the wrong way. And then it took me back to the starting point where I took that picture. And that threw us off for the whole day. That took us at least maybe an hour to get our drive correct. Once we get to that point, it was like we had to go back in, and then all of a sudden, that's when my team started breaking up, and he got to the point where he was like, I don't want to stop as frequently to take pictures and this, that, and the other. So at that point, I told him, hey, you can just meet me at the hotel, and we'll go from there. So once we got to the hotel, it was like he took off and went to the hotel, which was probably like another 150 miles, but I still had to go to the arch. Okay. So I get to the arch, got lost in the in the national park for about a good 30 minutes trying to find the arch, because it was like one-way streets and you couldn't park here.
Right. I'm
like, this is crazy.
Right.
But right after the arch, because then I was looking at my map, and I didn't know, but I was thinking the next thing I was going to do was New Jersey. There's a route in New Jersey.
Okay.
So I'm like, you know what? I think it was like 45 minutes, because I didn't think it was that close, just looking at it on paper, but it was like 45 minutes. So I was like, I could knock that out. But I also learned that 8:30 is nighttime anywhere. That's when I started reeling about 8:30. 8:30 started pounding
8:30, yeah.
Well, it was like 6. And when I looked at the route was probably like 50 miles. So I'm thinking 50 miles, 50 minutes. I could probably knock that out before 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Man, it started raining and like an idiot. It started raining and like an idiot. I still went to the starting point for New Jersey. About that time, it started lightning. I say, no, sir. We cannot do this. So I had to shut it down.
Right.
And I drove like maybe 20 miles to a hotel. And he was like an hour away in Atlantic City. Because like you said, use your rewards points.
Right.
And I woke up that morning and hit New Jersey. So that day was like, it was crazy. That day was crazy.
Okay. And that threw you off of your game right there.
Yeah.
Inclement weather threw you off your game. Folks, I'm telling you right now, you can have the best plan in the world. You can have it to the T. And Miller has taught me, as soon as you fire up those engines, Murphy, gremlins, and everything else, everything is going to start working against you. When you do trip planning, plan for all scenarios. I know you had posted a video, like I said, your content creator, you posted a video and a lady rolled by. You were trying to get your gear on, I think, or something like that. Lady, are you all right?
Yes.
And you were struggling to try to get your gear on and stuff, man. So, a lot of people are going to the Clem, and I keep killing the name of it. Suits, the one-piece jumper suits. I know Sharif love them. I know a lot of people are going to them. But to me, I'm just old school traditional. That rain gear, my chaps, man, it just is what it is, that freedom. It's just like the freedom of riding. But good deal, man. Good deal that you pulled it in. And like I say, another lesson learned. And we're waking up, we're jumping into day 3 of this thing, we're rolling right along. That's when you went to the Cape.
Day 3, I had to turn around. Remember, I had to go to the hotel.
Right. You had to go to the hotel
again.
But the next location.
That was Jersey. Had to go to the lighthouse.
Yeah, to Cape.
This is when I learned when you start going to these national forests, you can't fly your drone. So when I get to the Cape, I walk and I take the picture, and then I come back. I was like, hey, I'll fly the drone and get some footage of it. So as I fly the drone, I'm wondering if something was wrong with the drone, because once I got it home, it didn't do what it was doing on the trip. So I get there, I start taking some pictures with the drone, and next thing I know, a guy comes up and he said something, but I didn't hear him the first time. So the second time, he's like, and then Southern Hospitality, like, excuse me. He didn't even say that. He's like, you're not supposed to be flying the drone. I'm like, what? And I was like, okay. I just said, okay. And then I went and put it away. And then as I put it away, he came back and he left. And then he came back in the parking lot, I guess to make sure I was leaving. But I'm like, at this point, the drone is in on the motorcycle, like put away, like, like, what am I going to do? I'm like, I don't have the drone anymore.
Wow.
And
Okay.
and then once I started to leave, I guess he thought I thought about it, but now when I look in my rearview mirror, he was following me out to make sure, I guess, I didn't fly. But I was thinking too, shoot, I could go to.
Was he a park ranger or something like that?
I have the slightest idea. I just thought that was, that was crazy. So
right,
I thought about going to like the next street, get some footage, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna play by the rules. But that came to be something that was common in each of them. You couldn't fly like within a quarter of a mile of the road. So you had to hike somewhere, but I'm not fixing to get out there and hike. I'm riding a motorcycle all day.
Right. For all my content creators out there, man, take due notice thereof and govern yourselves accordingly. They're stickler on flying zones and areas that you can fly. And then too, it may vary from state to state. So who knows, man? Who knows? Hey, welcome, Joe Fan. Thank you for joining us tonight. My partner right there, Doc Remy. Thank you for joining us. For some reason, comments aren't coming in through Facebook. Don't know what's going on over there. But your comments stopped coming in, May, so I can't see them. Oh man, so each day we're learning lesson. We learn a lesson about being a content creator, what we can and can't do with our equipment. We're learning new highways, roads, slippery weather conditions, changes of plan. And now the team has split. Day 3, the team has split. Let me ask you a question, Big Wheel. What is riding for you? What does it do for you? What does riding do for you?
For one, when you get on the bike, like today, it was kind of hectic today, and I got on the bike and just rode the Harley Davidson. Just that little 30-minute ride just to get there. It seems like you can solve all your problems when you're on that motorcycle. For me, that's what it feels like. And when you get out there, it's like you look here. You have no worries. You have no bills. None of that. It's just like, in a sense, like, often I go to like crabbing and just sit on the water and I don't even have to catch nothing. Just a point of just getting away from the noise. Mm-hmm. That's what it does for me. It's just like a takeaway.
Okay.
Get away from the norm. That's for sure.
So it's almost like a meditation session for you, just to get on your hog, just to get the wind, the sound, and all of that. So it don't even really have to be a long distance for you.
It does not. It's just a freeing. It's like a freeing spirit. I can't. You know what I'm talking about. People that ride, they know what I'm talking about. But
right.
You can't get that feeling anywhere else, man. It's just relaxing.
Right. Good deal, man. Good deal. And that's what I say about riding. It is something for each and every one of us. Like some people, they don't long distance ride, they short ride. That's their therapy. Some people, we like to get out there. I know people like Lionel Ramos. I know people like Greg Rice, man. I know people like Dan DeVall. These guys get out here and freaking ride. And I'm talking 80, 90 miles an hour. I mean, shit, Bill, man. Bill just, with the first person to ride down there in the South America. So, on that trip that he did. So the thing is, man, and me and Reeve and a lot of people, some people do challenge ride. They love to challenge ride. They love to push themselves. Pat Cornell is out there right now. on a big ride, man. So some people, and then now people are starting to do scooter rides. You know what I'm saying? So it just is what it is, man. Everybody
Yes.
therapy, everybody got their own form of therapy, man. So good deal. We're gonna keep right on rolling along, man. And I have to ask you this question right here, and we kind of jumped ahead of ourselves. What is the goal of the 50 ride challenge? What is the goal of that?
My goal is to get all 50 of them. Once you get 50, then they give you a rivet that they put in the Harley Davidson Museum, as well as you get a plaque as well too. And I just thought it would be a great way to see the country. I know you guys are out there hitting 40 states and all that. I'm like, nah, I don't know if I'll be able to do that. And but I figured once I get it all done, that'll obviously be the lower 48, and we'll go from there. But
okay, good deal, man, good deal. That's what I'm talking about, man. Have fun doing what you love and seeing new things, seeing new sights. Right. Next on our list, man, we're hitting, and we're not going to hit them all. We're not going to be able to just hit them all. West Cornwall Covered Bridge. How far was it from that location? Was it a smooth ride over to it? Did you stop in between? Was it anything new?
Let me say this. When I put the route in for that one, that was another one that I did at night, which I learned about that too. When I went to that one, the bad part about that, most of those routes for the 50 for one,
right? The
actual thing they want you to take a picture of is within the ride.
Oh,
this one was not in the ride.
Okay.
so they have like a park off to the side that has like a mini one, but I've seen pictures of it already, and I'm like, that does not look like what I saw. So you have to drive maybe 15 miles to get to this one, but it's a beautiful road that leads to it. And just once you get on that side that I'm standing on in the picture, there's like a community in there, and it's a nice community, as well as like a little eatery in there as well too. So it was interesting.
So there's more to the bridge than just the bridge itself. They have like a little store in there. You can get food there.
It was closed when I got there because it was getting dark, and I was like, man, I gotta start hustling to get it done. So that's what I did.
Okay. Good deal. Pit crew came through for you?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, the pit crew on speed dial, huh?
Yes.
Oh man, good deal. Oh man. So where did we jump to next, man? I know we're heading north.
This is what I realized too. Once we got to Pennsylvania, when you started to see the miles didn't equal what the minutes were for a Floridian guy.
Oh,
if it take you 60 minutes, if it's 60 miles, that's an hour, roughly. Man, when that thing said, like, for instance, I was trying to hit Harley Davidson signs as well, too, or sites. And next thing I know, like, it would say 5 miles, but it'd be like 40 minutes to get there. And that's when I started changing my mind. I'm like, no, we're not going there.
And what I tell people, when you're riding curves, when you're riding back road miles are a lot different than interstate miles, folks. And the people that's on here right now, I'm looking at who's on with me. You know, back road miles are totally different than interstate miles. You can best believe if it says 55 minutes for 8 miles or 12 miles, it's going to be that, because it's going to be some twisties. It's going to be a lot of upgrades, downgrades that you're going to be on. And who knows, man, there may be a cow standing in the road.
I'll say this about that bed down night. That day, that's another day. Like, once we did the Jersey thing, we were supposed to schedule one night. But that came out to 2 nights.
Right.
And then at that point, my partner was like, hey man, how about we just do 300 miles? And that's why we only did one site, and we did a campground that night. And this is another thing about campgrounds. So
now, is this your first night camping on the trip?
Yeah, because that's what we were periodically. We were going to do it one time. I was looking to do it in Maine. That was the main place I was going to do it.
Right.
But he made a suggestion. I was like, I like that idea. Let's do the campground now, because it was probably like 60 some odd degrees, which was pretty cool.
Okay.
That was an experience in itself, man. We probably bed down, maybe we got there fairly early, but we bed
Okay.
down about round 8. And for some reason, I guess when people bring their kids, they just let them loose. It went from screaming at like 9 to like 10:30, and then they got the idea that they would start barking at each other from like 10:30 to like 12. Man, I was laughing the whole night. I'm like, dude, I'm not getting, I'm not getting any sleep. I mean, and they were running around the whole park just like aggressive. You know how dogs like aggressively bark at each other?
Right. So were you primitive, or you at a campsite?
We were at a campsite, and the campsite was like the same price. It was like $130, maybe like $125.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Did you just say $130 a night?
Yeah.
To put a tent up on a piece of lawn?
Yes.
And camp. You better tell me they had breakfast in the morning for you. Did they have breakfast for you?
You had to pay for it. You had to pay for it.
Man, come on. There is no way in the world I would have rolled down the road, found me a little turnoff. I would have found me a little turnoff, looked around, looked over my shoulder, put my tent up, said a single word for the night, wouldn't even put up a fire, and just slept there till about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, till I know the sun gonna be coming up, and then I'm standing up by the bike.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get up, take my nightly pee, stand up for the bike, let the sun come up, knock the chill off, start wrapping that tent up, man. If somebody come by, it's too late. I'm leaving, sir, ma'am. I'm leaving. So, man, I've done that a many a nights, man. Ain't nowhere in the world, man. I can't even see that $100+
I thought it was gonna be $40.
Yeah, and that's probably the most that I've spent for a campsite. But that was because I was like some wilderness place, and I know the bears was running. I knew, the chance that something real big may come out of the wood line. That's the only reason why I dropped that 40 on it.
I don't blame.
Yeah. Oh man, bald head, man. Bald said K Solo got cut deep on that 130, man. That hurt me, man. He said 130, man. I'm like, damn, I might have started him a GoFundMe.
But remember, it's 2 of us, so the prices are always cut in half now.
It don't matter, man. Not to be sleeping on the ground. Come on, man. But okay. We move right along, man. Everything is going good. Then we're in Maine. We're up in Maine, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I have actually been here. I took an amazing picture. The sun was just right by this lighthouse, man. This is also what the most northernest east point in America. Am I correct?
Yep.
Okay. Did you realize that going up there?
Yes, I did.
Did it have any fulfillment? Was it like, man, I'm going to the most north? Of course, you've already been out of Key West. I'm pretty sure of that. Mm-hmm. But just to hit that most easternest point.
Yeah, to get 2 out of the 4. That was awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. Because I know you still got to go to the most northernest. Then you'll head towards Washington State, way out there. We actually rode out there during the COVID, and they wouldn't let us go because it's the most northwestern point in America is actually on a native reservation. And then free still on, if you can remember the name of that reservation. But if you look at the map, it's the most northernest point in America in Washington State, in the lower 48. So if you're going, I don't know, man, they kind of particular on letting people up in there. So just to let people know. And then, of course, you got down south there in San Ysidro.
Yeah.
Good deal, man. So what did you do up there, man? Did you get any lobster up there, anything? Did you, because you're right there on the 1. It's right there on the 1. Were you thinking about maybe going up to Madawaska? Did you want to go up to Fort Kent?
No.
You didn't even want to do that.
I was just strictly staying to just knocking out these tasks because you're on a time restraint. So I was trying to get that out. And this is the place where I wanted to stay 2 days because I imagine we would get there maybe around 4-ish, which we did.
Okay.
And that same day, like I said, 8:30 is that time. And now we passed one where you went to New Hampshire, and that's when we started seeing moose signs. And that's when I started realizing, hey, we got different type of animals here. Nighttime driving is not going to be conducive to living. And,
yes, sir.
and so the first
day going to be conducive to living, buddy.
Yeah. So we the first day we got there, it was roughly maybe 4:00.
Okay.
So I know I had 2 hours. So when I looked up the easternmost point, it was 2 hours. So here I am. It was about 6:00 that time. So I'm like, should I try it? But I wanted to be free that second day so I could just go to Acadia National Park and maybe drive around. So I get this bullheaded idea. I'm fixing to go to Lubick before it gets dark. So on the way there, and for anybody that's going, if you're going from Bar Harbor, that's the first time I've ever seen signs that say, like, to the extent that there are more deer than there are people. And it says this is a high hit area. And oh my gosh, now you got to think. I get there roughly at 7. When I get there, all the way it's been saying we're going to hit deer. I get there, I put in an address to take me to Lubick, not knowing that was going to be like downtown Lubick, which is probably like a 5-mile difference. So basically it took me to the Canada/Lubick crossing. And then I had to put in the coordinates. And just like West Virginia, there was a sign that I didn't pay attention to, but it was more like a kiddie drawing of the tower, and you can go. So once I realized that's where it was, then that's where I went. And then we, obviously on the way back, now it's getting dark. And now I'm starting to think about deer and moose. And that's another thing I learned too. Once we got to
let me tell you,
New Hampshire, that's when fog played a big role in living again. Like I've never been in that much fog where I couldn't see at least maybe 8 feet in front of the bike. So everything, when I look out ahead, go ahead.
So did you have, and I just talked about this on my last episode. Did you have auxiliary lights? Did you have the amber lights, the fog lights, and the white lights?
And that's what I wanted to ask you about. No, I did not. And I'll say this too. Big Sale said this too. And when they make their runs to California, he was saying, like, I don't care what lights you have on your bike. Dark is dark. And that is the truth. Like, dark is dark. If you don't have enough lights, I don't care how long the lights shine. Those lights, the stock lights, they aren't enough. I need something that shines to my left and right just a little bit so I can see what's coming and to allude to what could potentially happen. So
right. And that's what I try to tell people. And I'm not endorsed. They're not sponsoring me, but I have to say their name because their products seem to be probably the best. They're now their lights. And I'm pretty sure if D-Bell is on right now, I think D-Bell got like 6 sets of them on his bike. So there's no way that you can ride behind him once he flipped the switch because literally the sun is behind you. Mm-hmm. The more looms that you have, the better are that you're going to be at night. And not only you would sit there and say, well, okay, night is night, but when you have the right amount of lights on there, you still can travel at night just as well as you can during the day.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
When that low visibility come into play that you can't see when a curb is coming up. You don't know the distance. You can't judge if there's something in the road because you're seeing it last minute. I know right on the back roads during the Hoka, man, we had everything. You could, when the road would curve, you could look down and see people riding down coming up the hill because the lights were so bright. I mean, we're throwing looms up, man, that just almost a damn aircraft would be blinded. But that's what you got to do. And I tell everybody, make sure that you get white running lights and amber running lights, because when the fog roll in on you, you have to be able to hit that switch and go yellow so that you can get out of safe. Because even down there, I think what, Louisiana, Mississippi, when you crossing that bridge where they just had that big accident down there where the fog roll in, man, it's terrible. It's, and my brother Reef said, indeed, indeed. Yes, they are good. Yes, Joe, they are good. But man, there's nothing. I tell everybody, if you're going up north at night up to Maine, it's not worth it. Don't try to do that at night, man. Don't try to do it at night. And some people still do it, but you know, there's no way that I can sit there and say a moose come up to my head sitting on the bike that I want to run into that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you're gonna hit a deer. You'll split a deer in half and keep on going.
Yeah.
You know, I hit a deer and killed a deer. So I know Reef hit a deer and knocked a deer out. So the thing is, man, is when you talk about moose, when you start seeing this sign right here, you need to pay attention to it. This is for real. This ain't no joke. This is no joke, man. Good deal.
I'll say this: that sign, it looks like, it doesn't even look like it's outside. That's how dark it is. That is with the light shining on the sign. So
yes, that
is not cut out. It looks like it's cut out, but that is literally how dark it was just for that sign.
Yep. It sure is. Seen it many a time going up north and got to see it again, man. Oh man, good deal. So we're rolling right along. Everything is good. Couple of places that you stayed at, man. Tell me about this place right here, man, because you posted a video on it, and I thought it was funny, but you know, I guess that's what you had to deal with.
First of all, it was where the ladies from Poland. The ladies from Poland, like, you know, the Jewish movement.
Okay.
And Holocaust. And she's like maybe like 10 years away from that. She was like not one of the kids, but she's like a descendant of one of those people.
Okay.
So it's her and her husband, and a little sweet lady on the phone. But when you get there, she's very she the man. Let's put it that way. And we get to the hotel. You know, she gives us recommendations of everything to eat, and it's just a old school. You know, something I didn't say on the video is like her husband was a mechanic. And they bought this place, and this was like where the mob used to come to like hang out stuff and shoot guns and this, that, and the other. And along the backside, I think in the video you can see along the backside, he raised up these little. It was just like a campsite. So he raised up each of those houses by like with a regular jack. So he jack up one side, put blocks under, jack up the other side, put blocks under, and it was. You know, it's cool. I also made a video like how old school it was. It has like a rod that pushes the windows out to lock them in, and then you pull the rod in, and then you turn the rod to lock the thing. It was like it was so old, like, you know, that wood paneling I know my mom and them used to have in the house. And the shower, Lord, if you had to reach down to wipe your feet, you were definitely gonna put your head in the side of that shower, man. It was a unique place. And it was awesome.
So it was the word cottage, motel cottage, yes. Motor lodge or something like right there. Back during the 60s and 50s and 60s, I think that's pretty much when they were having those motor lodge. But yeah, it was smaller lodge, smaller cabins. That people were renting just for the night or whatever the case may be. And you may see some old timey movies where they stay in these little, especially Barney and Clyde, how they used to stay in the little hideouts and stuff like that, man. But I actually stayed in a couple of those up in Maine. You'll find them in the northern cities. You'll find them on the back road of Pennsylvania, a lot of those. And it's like stepping back in time. Mm-hmm. And I tell people, and believe it or not, sometimes that's all that you will have. And you could best believe the price of those are going to be just like it if you get a 5-star. It just is what it is, man. That's because what are you going to do? You're going to sleep in your car. You're going to sleep on the ground. But sometimes, man, there's a lot of history to them. You walk in there, have old pictures in there of people that's visited. You won't even believe some of the people that's probably visit some of these old back road little mom and pop cottages and stuff like that. But good deal though, man. So would you recommend them?
And I'll add to what you just said. Yes, of course, because you know, if you're a Floridian like me and you haven't been many places, you start thinking about those typical hotels like, you know, your Hamptons, your Holiday Inn. That wasn't that wasn't really around. I think the only place I saw was a Best Western, which was the typical what we
Uh-huh.
see. Most everything was a cottage or something that looked like a cottage.
Okay.
It was an enjoyable time. I enjoyed it. You know,
Okay.
you didn't really have to worry about once we start getting up in those states and the places that we stayed, you didn't have to really worry about your bike locking your not necessarily locking the rotor and this, that, and the other. Of course, locking your bags and things of that nature. But even the people would say, "Hey, man, you don't even have to worry about locking the bike or making sure it's secure. It'll be totally fine." Like I found that is something that was comforting as we rode along. But yeah, that was pretty much it.
Yeah,
And
it's definitely confident when you can go and you know, you don't have to worry about your stuff outside. They keep an eye on it for you in this small town and in some place like that, man. It's the sheriff pretty much is the law enforcement back there because it's just so small and everybody know everybody. Low crime rate. Good
yeah.
deal, man. Good deal. So then, boom, you on that shoreline. You run the shoreline. Now, tell me, is that not some beautiful scenery, man?
That mountain, what happened that day? Let me see where I am. I think the first day that I tried, the first day that I tried to go to this place, this was on top of the mountain. I think Greylock Mountain. Mount Greylock. And the first day I tried to go to the place, I think I put in the wrong address to go to it,
Uh-huh.
not thinking it was up into in a certain area. So I had to turn around and bed down that night. And then the next morning I woke up, I had to go back to it. Now I tell you this, coming in, it looked just like, let's say, like Tail of the Dragon to get up there because I took a different entrance from getting coming in and exiting. So coming in, oh my God, it was beautiful. I mean, it was like switchbacks. It was just beautiful. I couldn't ask for a better ride. They had some long sweeping curves as I was coming up. And then once I got to the point where it was like overlooks and it was just beautiful. I got a couple pictures of that. And once I got to the top, I just thought it was awesome. You know, I'm not a veteran, but I appreciate what those guys are doing for us here in the United States, and it's just people giving a contribution to celebrate these guys' lives. I took a 360 camera with that tower that's also on that area. Hold on, what is that? Now, see, on the top picture is the Gray Mountain, and the top left one is the Gray Mountain. The bottom one,
Okay.
I believe, is Thunder Hole from Maine.
Okay.
But
Okay. Yeah.
you got, I'll say the memorial at the top two
Mhm.
pictures. Those once I got up there and the things that they give, you know, in appreciation of those guys who lost their life in the military, it was like a dome on the inside, and I got like a 360, my 360 that you could see all of the inside and the engravings and the marble. It was beautiful, and they also have a staircase that'll take you up to the top so you can look from different views and see different things. Bad part, I did not. I was kind of dreadful not being able to sit. It was so cloudy out that day that you couldn't see. Like, there you go, right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You couldn't see like you couldn't see like the stuff that was below the mountain. That was the
Uh-huh.
main thing. Everywhere I went, it seemed like it was so foggy that you couldn't see the things that they wanted you to see. But that and the way down, like descending the Grey Lock Mountain. Oh my! It was just beautiful. Everything was it's just beautiful. You're not accustomed to that here in flat territory in Florida, so it was beautiful. Like going down as well too, as long sweeping curves and that of the nature. So
Okay. Okay. Man, I definitely have to get out there. See, you're inspiring me, man. You're inspiring me. And that's what I love. That's what I love about Trip Talk, man. That's what I definitely love about Trip Talk. Sheree said the tower is cool as
yes, it is.
hell.
Yes,
Yes, it is, my brother. Yes, it is, Reef. Sheesh, man. I should have had you on my co-host tonight. I never know where Reef is at though, man. I know he just got back from doing the east side of Route 66, and we're gonna be linking up, maybe trying to get this west thing knocked out here soon. But yeah, man, that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome stuff right there. And then we're gonna okay, what's that? Your pit crew is top tier. Who's that right there, man?
That's one of my top dogs right there. That's my niece. There you go. There you go. There
I
you go.
love it. Shout out to your niece, man. Pit crew. Shout out to the pit crew,
Now,
man.
she's a world traveler. I can't keep up with her. I'm inspired
Oh
by
my
the United States.
goodness, man. Oh my goodness. That's what's up. I love it. I love when I get family members come in, man. I'm glad you're watching. Thank you for joining us tonight, Nakia. I appreciate that, man. Yes, I do. So now we're at the Natural Bridge, man. We're at the Natural Bridge. I know there's a little bit more in between, but before I do that right there, that this is before we're still going north, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're still going north. I haven't been here. How was this? And was it easy to get to? Was it a challenge?
Is that Ohio? I think that's Ohio, the Natural Bridge.
The Natural Bridge, was that in Ohio?
I think.
We skipping around. We skipping around.
I'm thinking. I think the PA. That was PA. That was PA.
Okay.
That was PA. That was another one. That was another beautiful one as well too. They had like a waterfall, and sometimes when you're passing through, you don't think it is what it is, so you think I'm a pass. But I was like, nah, I got to get off the bike. So we go through there, and then come to find out it was a nice waterfall there. And then just so happened, by the spur of the moment, a train comes through, and like I had the drone follow the train as it like started to leave the city. I was like, that was cool. But that had a nice park there. It was beautiful.
Okay. Good deal. So now we're going north, and you crossed the border. You actually went up to Canada, correct?
There you go.
How was that?
Well, let me say, going through the border for the first time ever, it was easy. After watching a couple of videos of other I would say content creators, it was nice to know that that information was out there. You didn't really have any worries.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, once I got to the other side, and I'll tell you this, I'm not a person that really travels out of the country. It's more so in the country. I've been a couple of places, but not many. And once I get to the other side, that's when I realized your money's changed. Let's put it that way.
Right.
I went to the hotel. Hotel was decent. It was like $125. At this point, I'm on my own. I'm not traveling with the guy that I started with.
Right. So at this point, the team has totally split up. Yeah. Now, just give me a minute right here. I want to just kind of hold that thought of where we're at traveling Canada.
Yeah.
We talked in pre-production a little bit about riding together, learning to ride together, ride your ride. And you said something that stuck in my mind. And do you remember what you said?
I know what I said, but what is it that you stuck in your mind?
No, the lesson learned.
Well, you can't take everybody with you, especially when you have an ambition to do, like I wanted to see this being my first long ride, like doing something like this. I wanted to see if I could do 500 miles a day. And he wasn't capable of doing the 500 miles at one point. When we were talking and conversating, throughout the ride, it was like, this kid, he's like 20 years my senior. And that'll probably put him close to 70. And he was like, when we stop, I would rather for you to tell the truth than say something to, trying to like sugarcoat it. But he was like, when we stop, I feel like that's boring. I'm thinking to myself, like, how can it be boring if we're both on the headsets and we're like, wow, this is beautiful.
Right.
So at that point, that's when I was like, you know what? If you don't like stopping, then I just feel like, hey, you can just meet me at the rendezvous spot and we'll just meet up there. And that's what I decided to do, because at this point we keep extending days. Like he wanted to stay in Canada for another day. And I was like, nah, because I wanted to stay with my wife's family, get some family time, get some QT in.
Right.
And I don't want to waste all those days. I understand you're retired, this, that, and the other, but I can't give all those days. I've only been with them once since we've been there within the 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I want to spend time with them. And I started thinking this as we're going along the ride. This is what I was thinking. Once he said that it's kind of boring, I'm thinking, if I stop, would he want to stop And should I stop even though I want to stop? And then once I got to that point, I'm like, you know what? I just need to let you go because this might be a once in a lifetime situation for me. And I want to enjoy every moment. If I want to stop, I'm not second guessing if I want to stop to deal with somebody else's feelings. So I thought it was the correct thing to do. I could tell once we got back to the rendezvous spot, it was a little tension there, but that's to be expected, but at
Right,
the end of the
right,
day, I just
right,
feel like you're highly capable of getting to the rendezvous spot. And if you
right,
want to take multiple days to get there, then you
right.
can.
Okay,
So
okay, 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 okay. I agree with you. I agree with you on that right there.
yeah.
So we cross over to Canada. We cross
Mhm.
over to Canada. No issues going there.
No.
But when you get up there, we talked about the prices of things up there. We
Yeah.
talked about the taxes up there. We talked about tariffs and how they're affecting things up there.
That's true.
As you asked, do Americans get charged a different tax
Son.
than anybody from Canada? Where my
Son.
people from Canada? I got people from Canada be up here sometime, man. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't been up there. I haven't crossed since the tariff come into play. If anybody know that travels, maybe a trucker or maybe somebody that lives up in Canada, maybe watching now, or somebody that maybe live on the border. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel that? Um, you get a hotel or you buy food. You say you bought food and there was like 2 or 3 taxes on there.
Shoot, it was lasagna and it was like $25, which I'm thinking that's pretty expensive lasagna. Normally lasagna may be like 15, 16, unless it's like at a nice restaurant. It might be
Right,
25.
right.
And no, this was like a pub, a regular bar. They sell American food, whatever. And it was 25. And I did not get any special things. They came out complimentary bread. They came out with the salad and the lasagna was $25. I don't know if they charged me for sweet teas or whatever, but it came out. It started at 25 or 24.90 something, and it came up to like $39 by the end of the meal. I was like, whoa, that's a lot of tax.
Oh man. Yeah, man. And you just never know. You just never know, man. And that's why, some people sit there and say, convert your money, get Canadian dollars because, they're going to give you change back in Canadian money. So, you know, you just never know what you're going to get, man. You just know the dollar is worth 140 Canadian. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. Thank you. So, that's a lesson learned right there.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Your dollar is worth 140 in Canadian money. So that could have potentially saved you something right there.
There you go.
Yeah, it might have charged you for 2 meals. And it goes for anybody, even if you think it international. I know Highway Smiley just did a round the world tour. I'm gonna call it the round the world tour. It was in France, Europe, and all that other good stuff and places. So the thing is man, learn how to convert your money when you go to these places because it could potentially save you. And then also your card is gonna charge you a fee to
Yeah,
get money if you go to the ATM, if you do something like that.
that's true.
And then just one other thing I want to talk about where we're crossing the border, your phone plan, and then also with your card, let them know you're traveling so that when you go over there, they don't block your card so you can't get money. Then you're trying to call, or you go within your phone pickup, be an international call, then you're paying out the yin yang for international roaming charge and stuff like that. But a lot of them now just convert anyway. All right, so we go up to Canada. Everything is running smooth. We get back. We come down through Buffalo, the re-entry, Buffalo, New York. Any issues coming through Buffalo?
No, we can't. We originally were supposed to go through Niagara, but we went. But I say we is
Mhm.
I go through I go through Buffalo, get the hotel, and then we hit a couple of Harley Davidsons just to get some shirts, something with Canada
Okay.
on it. And
Okay.
I talk about money there. We get to Harley Davidson. I think I don't know how much a shirt is because I just normally go get a token. And the shirt was like $54 for both of the shirts. And then the tokens were maybe like $5.99. But just think about this. The price was what? $140 for two shirts and two tokens. And I was like, man, this is crazy. And then right when I got to the border for Michigan, I went to another Harley Davidson place and I got two tokens. And when I got back, I wanted to do an oil change because I was like right at 5,000. So I was like, let me stop in there because I know I brought oil with me and a filter. I just didn't bring any O-rings. So I was
Okay.
like, let me stop in there. I'm gonna grab the 2 tokens and 3 O-rings. Why I got 3, I don't know. But anyways, I got 3. That came out to be, so 2 tokens and 3 rings came out to be $25. I say, my man.
My man. Yeah.
My man. Normally I go to Harley Davidson here in my area. He be like, man, just take the O-rings. Just take the O-rings. Just go ahead. Man, I'm like, Lord Jesus. And then I was like, I got to get out of here. So, and then I think it was in Canada too that they had 94 gas as well.
94 gas?
Yeah, they had 87, 89, 93, and 94. I put some of that 90. I don't know what the 94 is, but I put it in there. I'm like, maybe it'll be cleaner. I don't know.
But no issue. Yeah. No issue.
I'm like, that was crazy. So we get to Buffalo. Nothing goes. I'm not Buffalo, but we come in Michigan. I think it's the Peace Bridge or something like that. Beautiful bridge. And no issues there. Matter of fact, the guy, I just find it so funny. You think these borders are so serious. What he asked me, he said something about, did you bring any weapons, which is the obvious question.
Yep.
You bring anything
out, drugs. Weapons or drugs.
And then we started talking about Harley Davidsons. I'm like, man, you're supposed to be protecting the borders.
You must have came through one of those empty lines or somewhere where he ain't had nobody come through all day, man. They'll do that. They will do that, man. I'm telling you, especially up there in Maine, up there near what is that town? By Madawaska, man, and Fort Kent. Them guys don't get a lot of traffic, man. That comes
like, man, it's crazy.
But hey, where was this at, man? I had to get you on this one right here. Where was this lobster at, man? Double lobster, man. Double lobster.
No, that was I got it right here. Hold on, I got it right here. I didn't even
use that. What's that? Oh man.
Someplace we ate at.
Listen, folks, the before and the after. Yeah. That's all I'm saying, man. The before and the after. This man right here, that's what I'm talking about right there, man.
Yeah.
I want to go up to Portland just to grab me some lobster, man.
I'm not a lobster person. You know what I mean? It's like, people say crabs are more like
blue. You said you're a blue crab man.
Yeah, I'm lobster though, man. Boy. I don't know. Maybe we didn't have that type of cuisine when I was growing up, but
yeah, not one of them.
I'm not a lobster dude. It is what it is. Yeah, you go to Maine, you get a lobster. I had to get a lobster, and right on top of that, I got a roll too as well too. I was like, man, I'm indulging, man. So
okay, and that was probably about $12 for that lobster right there. If that,
yeah, that was 60.
60.
Yep, 2 lobsters, man. That coleslaw. Oh, let me say this. I got a bunch of stories. As we're doing this, it's predominantly a white area. Let's say it's predominantly white, unless you're like a migrant or something like that. So we're sitting out back. It was like a lobster place, kind of like roadside, but in the back they had like picnic tables and stuff, so you could eat your stuff. And it was like 65. So I'm like, I really don't like eating outside, so I was like, let me eat outside. And then I see like some black folks walking, and you normally don't see most black people like inside the establishment, like cashiers, this, that, and the other. They normally like look like migrant people. So I called one lady over, and she was like, I was like, why'd you choose to come to Maine of all places? She's like, I'm from Jamaica, and I go from like Minnesota. It's like seasonal work. So she does like seasonal work in Minnesota, and then she goes to Washington and another place, and then she says, I go back home. I was like, man, this is awesome. And she just took my order while I was eating right there. And I've never seen this done before, but she's like, this is your information. So she took my information, charged it to the card, and brought me back a lobster roll. I was like, man, that was crazy. And then she explained like everybody in here are like seasonal workers at this lobster place. And we work here only for X amount of months, and
that's it. That's it, man. That's it. They just during the season, just seasonal. They're seasonal up there. Yeah, you got people come on work over to the States on work permits, and that's what they do. They follow work. They get into a cycle. They know where the prime tourist locations are, and they go there and get hired and make their money, man. Make their money. Look
Look
where
at
they're
that.
coming. Look where they're coming from. And that's a whole nother uh episode right there, man, where we talk about these farm workers and all that stuff. Because
There you
when
go.
I've ridden in California, I know who's out there picking those grapes. I
Yeah.
know who's out there picking those tomatoes and who's been over out there. I see, what I'm saying, and I know it be hot out there, man. It's something that if you can sit back in your nice, cool, air conditioned home and sit there and say they shouldn't be here. We don't need them, whatever the case may be. And I ain't gonna get into politics of it, bro. But those are some of the hardest jobs, physical jobs that's out there right now.
That's
That
true.
I'm pretty sure these farmers are gonna have a hard time trying to get people to come back into the groove of sitting there saying, well, and then too, you got to look at it too. If they're gonna pay wages, they're gonna increase the wages, then hey man, the price of food is gonna go through the roof.
Yes.
Right
Exactly.
now. It's going to go through the roof. But I'm not going to get into the politics of it. It's just what it is with migrant workers and how they work. So we're working our way back. We're Buffalo, New York. We're dropping back down. Where are we hitting now? What are we hitting? We're coming back down.
Right after that, we got to do another, 15 rides for 25, which is Hill, Michigan.
Yep.
And that was a beautiful ride to and fro. So obviously, when you're coming in from Canada, it's a nice winding road, like maybe like 5 miles out from it, because you have to turn onto that road. And then I wish I had my 360 on that one, but I filmed the 360 from leaving. I'll show you this too. There's a little magnet I got. But
nice. Yeah. I see it. Nice.
But once I was leaving, I think it's 69. Is it 69 that runs down Indiana? I think it is Highway 69. And leaving that place was awesome. And then once I hit Indiana, it was a straight shot. But I'll say this about the Hell place. Come to find out, while I was in there, I don't like videotaping people. I just try to remember, do what I can. But while I was in there, the owner was in there. And I was like, how'd you come about to get your business put into the 15 for 25? And he was like, a long time ago, I used to own like a Chrysler dealership here in the area. And every time like a Harley guy would come in, they would break down and we would have to tow them. So after word got back in, like we were towing all the people's bikes to get them, relief for their bikes. They gave us like a donation or something, not necessarily a monetary donation. It was more like just to get their name out there. And he was like, once I sold the Chrysler place, I opened this up. And it just so happened, they approached me a couple of years ago and said, hey, we're going to do this. And now all of a sudden, you guys keep showing up. and that's what we went to. I was like, that's pretty cool, man. That's cool.
Okay. Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, Hell. And then I think the IBA has a ride, Heaven to Hell. Heaven to Hell. So you might want to look at that. You're IBA rider, so you just look at the theme rides, Heaven to Hell.
See, even that you're giving me some knowledge on that, because you done mentioned some stuff I didn't even. Only thing I really worried about was the IBA was trying to do that 1,000 or either the 1,500.
See, man, and that's what I tell a lot of people when you join these organizations, man. Start peeling back the layers of the onion, because there's so much more to the IBA than just a Saddle Soul 1000 or a Burn Gold. There's way much more to it, man. I'm honored and proud to say that I founded the MLK ride. I was the first one to do that, and I had Mike Kneeborn on it. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is there's a lot of historic rides, there's a lot of amazing rides, there's a lot of endurance rides, and once you get involved in it, man, and it's not all about speed. It's about going from one site. I did why not Arizona to why not from why Arizona to why not North Carolina ride. See what I'm saying? Why not? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. So it's a lot of good stuff in there. And then the SMA, the AZ Rat Pack. Those are pretty much the three main ones that I ride with. And of course, you got Hog, and Hog has stepped it up, man, because I remember Hog always had you could put your trip in there, but now they're coming up with more and more stuff, incentives for people to ride, and they're giving away a lot of free stuff, a lot of free tokens, a lot of free coins, certificates, money. You get money for miles. Come on, man. Join a Hog chapter somewhere, man. Yeah, all right. Listen, we're dropping down through Michigan. We're coming back. Everything's doing good.
Yes.
Okay.
Nothing like having that new bike where you ain't have to worry about nothing. You thinking things gonna go wrong, but nothing.
Bike running solid. Everything was good.
Everything.
Oh man! And then while you was out there, you decided you want to get a little Ben and Jerry action going on.
That was another one too. That map was chaotic. Like when I first, like I told you before, we started driving gravel roads.
Right.
When I first got on that route, I think it's the 100. When I got on that route, it started to go into gravel, and I was like, nah, we're not doing this gravel thing. So I turned around, detoured to this point, and then I picked it up. And I had a coworker who's from Vermont, and she was like, it's another place called Coal Hollow, and it's a cider place. I suggest if anybody's in that area, go to Coal Hollow and get the cedar donut, the apple cider donut, and a apple cider slushy, the non-alcohol. Oh my, them two in a combination. Oh my, and get it hot. Get the donut hot.
Oh, hold on, man. You having a fat kid moment, man. Talking about a donut.
and I'll say this about the Ben and Jerry thing. They said that you have to take the picture next to a sign next to the visitor site. That's not it. When I was out there, a kid was like, hey, man, I take pictures with all these Harley guys with the sign out by the road. And I was like, yes, sir, because I did not want to do the or pay to get into the tour. And I'll say this, too. Some of these things like New York, you have to pay. You don't have to pay, but it's worth the while for the New York one when you go to the falls. It's like $10 to get to park, and then you got to walk like 3/4 of a mile back to get to it. But you don't have to do that. You just got to follow it to the end, and then it'll drop you off where you're supposed to take the picture. And where else? And Acadia National Park, that was another. It was $30 park fee, and then it was a $6 fee to go on the top of Cadillac Mountain. But it was some that you had to pay for, which kind of threw me off a little bit. But it was all gravy. I enjoyed the whole thing. It was awesome. It was awesome. There we go.
Hey, folks, we're getting ready to jump into some Q&As. If you have questions or any comments or anything like that, you want to shoot at Big Will about the ride, about different places that he went to, different sites he's seen, anything, make sure you just put it down in the comment, because we're going to try to get to him. We're going to try to wrap this thing up. We've been at it longer than we had planned. Big Nasty said, great knowledge. I definitely learned a lot from you amazing gentlemen. Thank you for sharing your adventure. Will, look forward to meeting you on the slab. Yes, indeed, my brother. Yes, indeed. He's down there in Tampa, Florida, man. Kodak, the ground pounder. Do they have senior citizen discount for what? Kodak, man.
For what? Kodak? Senior citizen. Not yet.
Oh man, Taylor Raven says, "Sup? Hey, welcome. Nance again. Did you keep your stock seat or did you go custom?"
Here we go. Everybody I know. I like this question because, like I said, I'm telling you the truth. I am not paying anybody for. I don't care what the seat is. Saddleman, damn sure not for Corbin. I'm sorry, no. What I do is I take it to the upholstery shop and I have them either put me a layer on it or either shave it down. So that's what I do. I don't really, after sitting on some of these cats' bike, that's another thing I like to do. I like to sit on other people's bike if they will allow it and feel some of these seats. I like a soft seat, but if you go to an upholstery place, they can put you more seat on it and raise you up. They could cut it down. And what I like to do as well too, put a circle put a circle on that stock seat. I got like that old cushiony seat from off the Road King with the big circle on the back. So, you know, with my wife, I really don't care about it. It's more about the ride for me than it is to have something stylish. I really could care less. On this bike, main thing I did was I put a cam in it just because it's a 107, which kind of kills your, I don't care what you ride, it kind of kills your gas mileage. But I put a cam, breather, and a pipe. Those are the traditional things. I still have the stock handlebars on there. I was thinking about changing them to get the pullbacks, but I kind of like just the stock stuff. And, you know, that's just the way, here you go. That's just the way I like the bike. But that's the only thing I did. I did those things, and I powder coated the wheels to kind of give it a little flair. But other than that, it is what it is. No. I always modify the stock
right.
seat.
No major modifications though. No major modifications.
No.
Because you experienced that when you was riding with Big Sale. So I think that was probably a lesson that you learned from that ride.
Yep. I started with a 103 on twin cam. And then my mechanic, he's like, you know, most people do a refresh and they put a big bore kit. For me, that's the worst thing that I've done. The bike has not been like it was when I had the 103. And for me, I just deter from going to do those upgrades to the bike. Like the next one I get, I'm not doing it. I'll probably do some handlebars or something like that. But the next one, no, we can't do it. Right. I got maybe 60,000 miles out of the Road King before I started running. Actually, it was running perfect up until 60 something. And then that's when it started going down the hill. And I think on the Road King, I have 102,000 miles. And within 4 months of this one, I got maybe 12,000 miles on this one. So,
yeah. Right. And that's what I tell people, man. And this is me. This has always been my preference is I don't even crack the case. Don't crack the engine. I don't do nothing. I just run it as is. Run it as is. I have had success after success after success with motors. Just leaving them alone. No cams, no nothing. Hell, why turn a misdemeanor into a felony? You know what I'm saying? Because in the state of Virginia, if you 15 over, that's a felony. And then look, you can't go through Canada. You can't get into Canada. You can't go up to Alaska unless you fly. Why you want that headache? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we love speed. If you're going to do speed, do it on the track, whatever case may be, do it safe, whatever you're going to do. But when I'm on Super Slab, man, try to keep at least maybe 10, maybe 15 over and then just enjoy the ride. Hey, what's going on, Jimmy? Jimmy said, awesome adventure in your journey. Where did you get the idea for this trip and plan stops?
Come on, Jimmy. We already went over that, Jimmy. Anyway, I'm just being funny, Jimmy.
Hey, man, Jimmy had a kick-ass ride. He been on Trip Talk. You know it.
Like I said, we talked to Just GQ, and because I just got the bike that I currently have. I've had it maybe since February, and this is my opportunity to get out and ride now. So I was like, hey, man, once I talked to him, he showed me the Hog members thing. I wasn't aware of the Hog member thing. And that's when I know I normally go up to Indiana every summer. Right. And I normally go around in a circle to each state. So I've probably done maybe 10 Harley Davidson dealerships in Michigan, Ohio, and Missouri, something like that.
Right.
And this one, I had an opportunity. Once he turned me on to the 15 for 25 and the 50 for One Nation, I was like, hey, I'm going to go do the whole eastern side. And I started calculating miles.
Right.
And I'm like, once I start calculating the miles, I'm like, man, I could probably knock that out in at least 7 days. And first I had 700 miles. I'm like, nah. I did the south of the border. And I went up to Atlanta, and then I went to south of the border, and that was 7 hours. And I got to thinking, I'm like, nah, that wasn't a good day of riding. I'm like, nah, we don't want to do 700 again. Man. And that's when I knocked it down. I was like, I told my wife, I'm like, hey, man, I knock it down some. And that way it's going to extend me, but it is what it is. But no.
Okay, good. Big fella, and we're going to wrap this thing up, man. Big fella, 6349 and Miss Dap on YouTube said, "Do you think an extended seat is better than stock?"
What is an extended seat? I'm not sure.
An extended seat. Now I know Harley Davidson has a seat that sets you a little bit further back for the tall people.
Oh, well, if that's what she's talking about, I'm not. I'm only 5'8", 5'9" on a good day, so that doesn't do too much for me. But like I say, if you have a upholstery guy, I just go to the guy here locally, and he can take. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but that Road King seat, it's like it's kind of like it's a hammock seat.
Right.
And
Right.
The hammock seat, like if I did need to go back, which I did because I was sitting so when I leaned back on the bike, I wasn't hitting the backrest. I have to lean back so far. So I had him cut it in a manner so the back of I like the back of my butt, I like it to be like in a circle. That way my spine doesn't hit the back. So he leaves out a little spot, and just like that, my back is like kind of elevated so it doesn't hit the seat. And that's just like that's how I like my seats. And then I have him scoop it down maybe like a half an inch or so, and that'll give me good footing on the ground. So it's not, I just don't, I've ridden some of them and sat on them, but I don't like spending my money twice.
Right.
I got a budget, so I don't want to spend my money twice. So I try not to do things twice if I can help it.
Okay. All right, Will, we're getting ready to wrap this up. I think we hit everything. I think we're bringing it back home now. Everything back smooth now. You're coming back by yourself. Did you drop back down 85?
It was 69.
69. Yeah, we're on 69, but coming back down, hitting Kentucky, and then we're dropping back down.
One thing about Indiana, when let's say we're coming from Tampa, once you start getting close to Fort Wayne, they start taking you on these country roads, and it's just as foggy. Not doing one while I was coming back, but they start taking you on all these country roads to like cut across to get to 69, and that's what I did on 69. But where the relatives lived at, I didn't know that was so in close proximity to Ohio. I've never really gone that way. But so when I came across Ohio, I see the Indiana sign like this, and then I was at the house like within like 35 minutes or 20 minutes right after that. I was like, I did not know I was this close to the highway, or better yet, to Ohio. So,
wow. Yeah. There
you go.
Man, I'm telling you, you talk about those windy roads. I love back roads. I do, man. That's why I ran the Hoka Hay the way that I did, because I just loved it. Every bit of the turn, the rushing of the trees and everything coming at you.
Yes.
I mean, it's everybody thrives in their own environment, man, where they love riding that. But it's been a great one.
Areas where the trees come over the top and provide shade.
Yes, man. You a content creator, you know that, man. You know how that is. You went down 69. I need to hit that route, nasty nugget. A nasty nugget. Oh my goodness, man. Hey, nasty man. Hey, I got to give it to you, man. That's the nasty nugget, man.
Well, I'm not sharing 69 with them. I'm not sharing it with them.
I know, right? I know. But look, man, we're gonna get out of here, man. We've been at this about 2 hours. We only supposed to be here about 90 minutes. Like I told you, my guy, man. Hey, time go by fast. I truly appreciate you coming on tonight. It's been a great show for me, man. It's been a great show. Definitely some lesson learned. Enjoyed riding with you on this trip, and hopefully we can stay in contact with each other, maybe do some collabs together, something like that. Maybe we can hit the road together, man. Hey folks, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in with us tonight. We're gonna give my guy another round of applause because he did an outstanding job. Maybe like solo, man. I'm kind of private, man. I don't get out there and talk about my ride, but we're gonna give him one though. He gonna get another one. He gonna get another one, man. I got to give you another one.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir, indeed. Yes, sir, indeed. Thank you for coming on the show tonight on Trip Talk, folks. This is where we each one teach one, and this is where we come together to kind of highlight rides and kind of introduce people to other organization where they can get out and explore and be adventurous on these tools, man. And that's what we're all about. That's what we love. But remember, folks, if you like the content that I'm putting out here on the podcast show, become a subscriber. If you want to donate, you see down there where you can send a donation to help build a platform. Thank you, Lada. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Justice. Thank you very much, my sister. I appreciate you. Thank everybody. And remember, folks, all the content creators out there, support them by going to their page and subscribing to their page, commenting. There's a lot of us out there trying to get good information out, but we need your support. We need your support, folks. And that's why I brought my guy on tonight, because I want to highlight him and, just kind of like make sure you go check out his platform. I think I did bring it up. I did bring up your platform, didn't I?
Yes.
Yep. I want to bring it up again before we get off here. Make sure you go over to YouTube, One Day ULC, and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to him, help get his number up, and enjoy some of the content that he's putting out there.
There you go. And
all right, sir. It's been great having you on. But as you know, all good things must come to an end. So we're going to get ready to wrap this thing up, man. And I'm going to get ready to go downstairs and get me some grub. All right, my guy. You take care. Yes, sir, indeed. And I'll be in touch with you.
All right, will do.
All right, Big Will. All right. Hey, folks, it's been a good one. I've enjoyed chopping it up with Big Will about his trip that he just did, the Harley Davidson Hog. 15 rides for 25, 50 for One Nation ride. We pulled a slide up. You can go and Google that, and you can participate. And you could join a hog chapter, man. It's only like maybe $24 a year for a membership. And there's a lot more to come with that as being a hog member. Hey, all right, folks. We get ready to wrap this up. But before I go, hey, I got to mention this because we are getting ready for it. Sharif and I are getting ready for it. We're getting excited. Talking to Reef today, man. I just posted the room information. I just posted where we're going to be eating at. We're going to be in Little Rock, Arkansas. We're going to be staying in Conway. Make sure you go to our Facebook group page, the Reef and K Solos official ride to eat. First weekend of October. It's always the first weekend of October, the 2nd through the 4th. We get there on the 2nd, that Thursday, that Friday, we go for a historic ride. So we'll be going to a historic ride in the area. And then that night, we're going to be doing a barbecue. Big John Levin, he always brings some delicious meat, man. We take up donations. We're going to be barbecuing in the back of the hotel. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. And then that Saturday, we're going to go eat barbecue. It's not a ride to eat if you ain't eating, folks. If you come back and you ain't 5 to 10 pounds heavier, you didn't come to the RTE for what it is. You need to be coming to eat. And that's what we're going to be doing. So listen, then that Saturday night, we're going to barbecue again because we want to sing your way full, folks. So listen, make sure you're there. First weekend of October, the Reef and K Solo official ride to eat. This is going to be our 10th year, 10 years. But before I go, I just want to say this. Let me bring this music down, folks. One of our true original RTE family member, Chuck. Chuck had an accident at the house. You know what I'm saying? And he bumped his head. And he hasn't been feeling well, and he got a long road to recovery. Chuck been with us for a while. You probably seen him at the RTE. He's quiet, but he always got a big smile on his face. He's typically with Cowboy, but Cowboy wasn't there last year. He came with another guy. So I just want to take this time to say, Chuck, man, we're thinking about you. We're keeping you in our prayers. Thundercat, we're thinking about you. We love you, T-Cat. We're thinking about you. Our sister that we just posted in our group, we're thinking about you. Folks, be safe this weekend. Be safe this weekend. There's a lot going on. There's also some storms going on. There's some heat waves going across the nation. Be safe as you possibly can, folks, because our ultimate goal is to make it back home safe to our friends, family, and loved ones. So on that note, I'm getting ready to get up out of here, folks. You know my motto. You know what I'll always say. aspire to inspire. And if you do that, you'll definitely be legendary. All right, folks, I'm out of here. You have a good night, and God bless everyone.